I am Marcos, and this is my second video on my experience in running AIX on Qemu. In the first one, I showed my tests of moving and failover of a Power HA 6.1 resource group with service IP address and a share volume group. I've got very impressed with the results, so I decided to go a step further. Was it possible to install and run it using a libvirt-based tool like virsh or virt-manager? What I found out, yes, is it possible, and I will try to show you in this video. So let's get started. The first thing, I will show you this XML file where I defined all the device hardware, the virtual devices that are necessary to get the virtual machine running and able to boot the installation media, and also boot and run the operating system after the installation process get done successfully. So, but I will come back to this in the next minutes. So the first thing we need is to create a new virtual hard disk, and I will use this command to create. So here is my GitHub page, so here you will find all the steps to run AIX using Qemu. By now I only have the steps to do it using the command line, but in the future I will create a guide on to do the same thing that I'm doing now using virsh and virtual machine manager. So let's create the disk. It's a 20 gigabyte disk, and so the disk is created now. After that, we can define the machine, because if you look here on the virtual machine manager, the machine isn't available yet because it's not defined in the virtual machine manager in the Qemu environment. So let's define the machine using virsh define sorry, let me list the name first. Virsh define and the name of the XML, and that's it. The machine now is defined, so now you can open it and do any change you want to do, wherever change you want, and then you can start to change some configurations, basic configurations. Start it. You can clone it now, and you also can create virtual machine snapshots. But as we don't have an operating system installed yet, it's not useful by now. So let's start the machine and the installation. I will start it using the virsh command because I want to show you something while the machine start to load the installation media, because it will take a little bit longer, around 2 minutes in my machine configuration, but it may vary depending on your host configuration. So let's start it. So the command is very simple. You just use virsh start, the domain name. Domain is the machine name, and you also open up attach to the machine console using this flag. And now the loading process of the virtual machine started, and while the machine is loading the devices and recognizing the boot installation medium, I will show you some workaround that I need to do in order to be able to boot the installation media, because using the conventional configurations doesn't allow me to boot in the installation in the AIX installation media. It gave me an error if I just use it the conventional configuration. And so the only way to that worked for me, if you know another way, please share in the comments. I had to add command line arguments in the XML file. So in order to get the installation, not only the installation but any ISO media, in order to get mounted by the AIX, you had to add not only here but also in the command line, using the command line options, because if you don't do that using just the iSCSI CD-ROM, it will fail to mount. And I added this way. That's the same way you use to add the CD-ROM, the installation media, to the command line when you run Qemu and install AIX using command line. You use those flags to add the CD-ROM and define the CD-ROM as the boot, the first boot option. But I tried only using these options, and it also failed because once this path is not defined in any device, it fails to access the virtual machine returns an error of permission denied to this path. So in order to circumvent this, you need to add these command line arguments here, and it only works if you add this to this domain tag. And also you need to add the CD-ROM as a device, a virtual device. After that, I were able to load and boot successfully the installation media, and also successfully mounted the ISO inside the virtual machine. Because if you don't add the command line arguments, even after you successfully install AIX and run on the virtual machine, when you try to mount the virtual media, you will not be able to mount the ISO. So the only way to mount it is having on both ways. So you need to create this virtual device with the virtual media, and also add it here in the XML, where is defined all the options for the virtual machine. So I'll close it for now, and here we go. This is the first screen of the installation of AIX. So here you follow the normal process of install. Okay, the language. And now I will follow a hint that Nigel Griffith shared some days ago, that if you change some installation, if you I could install it using the default configuration, but if we do some changes, the installation will take much less time to complete, because using the next configurations that I will show you, it takes around 1 hour in my host configuration. So let's show you. Now we should choose the software install options, is option 4, and I will disable the graphical software. I don't need graphical. I will install OpenSSH, so 3 to enable it. Also server, so 4, and the Nigel Griffith hint is disable the enable system backups to install all on any system. So if you let it yes, it will install all device drivers, and it's not necessary in this case, so we can disable it. Okay, and after that we can install using the current configuration, and just check after confirm, and it's everything okay, so just choose one, and now the installation process is starting. So now it's time to have a coffee or do whatever you want, because it will take a little longer to complete. So I will stop by now, and I will come back in the end of the installation process. See you soon. I'm back, guys, and looks like the installation finished. It takes longer than I expect, because because it's running concurrently with OBS that's recording this session, so it drained a lot of resources, but looks like it ended successfully, apparently. So let's see. After that, the installation will restart the machine, but I need to advise you that the restarting process is not working very well, so I recommend you to force the halt of the machine after the rebooting. And after that, we will not be able to get a login prompt yet, because we need to fix some softwares and services that will cause the operating system to hang during the boot. So after that, I will show you the steps that you need to take to fix it before you start the AIX for the first time. So let's wait it. Oh yeah, it will restart very soon. Yeah, it's rebooting. Okay, it rebooted, but as I said, I recommend you to force the shut off, and that's it. The machine is shut off. And as I mentioned, we need to fix some softwares that will prevent you to get the login prompt, and the steps are available on my GitHub. So here at my GitHub, you will find all the steps to fix it, and then I will show you. And this time I will start the machine using the Virtual Machine Manager graphical interface. So you can see the same steps that have been done using virsh can be done using the virt-manager graphical interface. So let's start it again. I remind you that I'm still using the boot CD-ROM option, so I will boot again using the installation media and then access the root VG of the installed AIX. So let's see it. As you can see, the serial console open up, and you see the same steps that are done during the booting of the installation media. It will take around 2 minutes to get the installation software, but while that, I will show you the fixes that should be done in order to get the login prompt. The first one, I will replace the FSCK 64 bits for the 32 bits that's working, and also I will fix the PS command, because many services use PS to manage their applications, so it's a key and important software that's not working, but fortunately we have an alternative that is on this path. Then after fixing PS, we should fix some services that are started by init tab, and they also may cause the hang of the boot, so I will remove them using rem itab command. If you need to run cron and cron tab, I will not do that now, but if you are planning to install it and need cron, I provided here the steps to get cron fixed, because the current cron that is installed in AIX is not working. It will return a segmentation fault when you try to run it, so you need, unfortunately we don't have an alternative inside the installation, the AIX installation, like the PS command. So in order to get it working, you need to recompile it using the sources that we will also find on my GitHub. But also I provided the binaries if you don't want to compile it yourself. In order to have Java, you also need to install a new version, because the 64-bit is not working. For Power HA, I was able to run it, but unfortunately the version that I had on my machine, there's some bugs that you need to fix it yourself, or find the fixes on internet in the Fix Central, IBM Fix Central, if you have access to it. Here is the file sets that I had installed, and in order to get it working successfully. By now I tried to use the locking off option using the virt-manager, and it doesn't work it. I also tried using the command line option, and it doesn't work it yet, so it's something that we need to do some research on it to see what other option we have to provide a shareable disk for the AIX machine using virsh or virt-manager. So in order to get Power HA running, we'll only be able to do that using the command line, the old method. So let's access the virtualizer. So here we have the installation process again. At this time we use the maintenance option to access the root VG. So at this time we will use the option 3 and option 1 to access a root volume, and 0 to continue, and 1 and 1 again to access the volume group and start the shell prompt. I remind you that this is a emulated environment, so we have some performance issues, but despite of that, I'm very impressed with the performance. And after we finish the installation, we will see that we will have almost full operational AIX. Not it has a lot of limitation, of course, but it will provide almost everything you need in order to learn to use AIX, and also to do some tests that not require that performance is not involved. So it's very interesting, a very interesting option to run AIX at this time. So let's start the fixing. So as I mentioned, the first one is the FSCK. So I move the old one and then we'll create a link to the 32 bits version of it. Now it's time to fix PS. After that, then we start to fix the init tab services that also may make the service the booting process hang. because a lot of software still doesn't work. They causes a segmentation fault because as I mentioned, this is an emulation environment, so some things will not work as we expect. Okay, now we have the main problems that could cause the system hangs. Now we can halt the system. Yeah, that's it. So at this point, I believe if everything goes okay, we will be able to boot to AIX and get the login prompt. One thing that you should do before start it again is change it from CD-ROM to disk in the command line options. Now, because if you don't do that, even if you change in the boot options, it will not work. So in order to get it booting properly, you should change it in the XML in the command line option. So let's do it again. Just apply. Okay, now we will be able to boot in the AIX if everything goes okay. So let's see it. Now it's time to have another coffee if you want, because this will take, in my host configuration, it takes around 4 and 5 minutes, but it may vary depending on your host configuration. So as soon we have the prompt login, I will be back. Okay. I'm back, guys, and we are almost finishing the first boot. You may face this RPM error. It's related to RPM, and you find in my GitHub a script to fix this issue. If your starting process hang on this, I recommend you to start it again using the installation media, access the root VG, and run the script, and also add it to the init tab just after the TCP service. So that's what I will do now, and then after fix it, I will come back. And I'm forgetting also to fix this. You also need to remove the ASO entry in each tab. Yeah. Back, guys, and again now I'm again accessing the volume group, the root VG, in order to fix the RPM issue and also remove the ASO service. Yeah, this kind of issue may vary depending on the version of AIX you are using. So it's important to do some try and error until you find the best solution for your in your configuration in your case. I suspect that after that we will be able to boot properly on the system. Okay, and the first thing we need to set up to set the terminal, because we will need to use VI, and if we try to use VI without setting it, you see you have issue trying to run it. Fix RPM. As you see, it will show you this message because you don't have you don't have a terminal set. So let's set the terminal first. Export term equal VT220. And then after that we will create the file. So let's create the file fix rpm.shell, then edit it. And inside it put the content of that I shared in my GitHub. Now save the file and guarantee that it is executable. Then add it to the init tab to run once at the boot. So let's just confirm we are in the root. Okay, so let's edit the init tab file. I recommend you make a copy of it before edit it, because if something goes wrong, you can return to the original one. Edit it. And I recommend you to add the fix after the TCP services. or better, after this last trust boot, as I remember, it will work better if you put it after that. So let's use it as an example. No. Let's use that one. Fix PM shell 2. Okay, let's save it. The display of the file get mixed, but if you do that carefully, it will not break the file. But let's just confirm that it's okay. Grep fix rpm yeah, as you can see, the entry is okay. Now let's remove the ASO service. And okay, now if everything goes okay, we will be able now to boot on AIX. So I will start it again, and when we have the prompt login, I will be back. Thank you. I'm back, guys. As you can see, we are in the initial setup. Oh, the RPM issue again. Let's see if I run extern as the terminal. Okay, now you can accept the licensing. It may hang. Let's see if I can exit. Okay. Let's set up the root password. Date and time. I will is on. Yeah, and here we are. We have the AIX prompt to login. Let's try it. And that's it, guys. We have AIX running on a virt-based environment and could be managed by a virt-manager or virsh in my case. One thing that I want to show you that it's working, that I was able to do during my tests, is to provide dynamically disks to the virtual machine. So as you can see, we have one virtual disk here. I will create another 2 disks, then show you. Disk 1, disk 2, and as you can see, I will show you that it only has 1 disk by now. Then I will add the 2 disks that I just created now. Okay, disk device SCSI. Now let find inverted disk 1. Let me add another one. Disk 2. Finish. Okay, now we have 3 disks in the virtual machine, but it still can't see it. So let's run cfg-mgr to recognize them. Okay, let's see if they were recognized. And that's it. Now we have 3 disks in this machine. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for network interface. So if you know why and how to fix it, please share in the comments. Talking about the network interface, let me see if it has a IP address. No, it doesn't. but we have it, so we just need to set it up. Submit TCP IP. Use GCP. Let's see if it works. It is configured in the net mode, so it should have internet if it works. So let's see if it worked. Yeah, we have the IP address now, so let's check if it can access internet. Yeah, as you can see, it now has access to internet. So that's it, guys. I'll stop by now. This video is get much longer than I expect, but I believe that I've been able to cover up everything that I planned, and thank you for watching, and I hope this video could be useful for you, and I hope you enjoy it, and please share in the comments if you could be able to reproduce it, and what kind of environment you have tried to reproduce it. In my GitHub you will find my current configuration, so that's my current configuration. So depending on your host configuration, it could be working or not, faster or slower, and well, that's it, guys, and thank you very much.